is about 9 o'clock and it is Wednesday the 21st of February, I think. I'm pretty sure. And I am sitting down and stitching this morning. So let's talk about a couple things. So this is the start of the final vlog for the Stitch Maynia Winter Olympics Challenge. And the task that I'm going to be working on today was actually the task for yesterday. So the task for yesterday was Olympic Village, and so we were supposed to work on something with a house or a building on it. And so my plan was to work on Afternoon in New York. However, I talked about it in my last vlog that kind of the only thing that I've really been able to work on is this project, Snowy Owl Snowman by Mill Hill and Jim Shore. And I haven't even taken Snow Castle off the frame, despite the fact that I haven't worked on it since Sunday. I just don't have the, I guess, willpower to switch the projects even. So I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because I'm not working on Afternoon in New York. 32 count, it's just a little too small for my head to handle right now. And so trying to figure out how I'm going to manage the rest of this Winter Olympics challenge if I can't work on that project. So I thought either I'm going to just drop out of the challenge altogether, or I contemplated just skipping that day and moving on to today's task, and trying to make it work from here. So I've been stitching this morning. Got stitching at about 7:30, and so I've been working on my Snowy Owl Snowman, and it dawned on me that I'm gonna make this fit for that building task. It's a stretch, so you're gonna have to suspend a little bit of disbelief here. But I don't really feel like skipping a day. I mean, that's part of the challenge, and I don't feel like dropping out. And the building part is really the only one that I have to get over. This migraine series has probably been going on for a month now. And it's either a migraine or a low-grade headache. Each day's a little bit different, but then somehow a little bit more of the same. And we are due for a pretty intense rain starting tomorrow. And so my hope, my thinking, is that that's going to relieve the pressure, the barometric pressure, and hopefully I can move past this headache. I'm at the point where I'm not even taking meds for it, because really I'm just poisoning my body rather than doing anything to help my head. So I'm really hoping that tomorrow, when it starts raining, and it's supposed to start even tonight, so maybe tonight, I'll get some relief. So I can move on to some of the the higher count fabrics for the later parts, the last parts of this challenge. That's my hope. This could be, this could be all smoke and mirrors at this point, but anyway, I don't even know if that was the right saying. So here's how I'm making this work. There's a couple of things. First of all, I have consistently referred to this project as Olaf and Hedwig, to the point where my needle minder for it is even Olaf. Olaf from the Disney film Frozen. Sorry, I totally blanked there. I almost called it Let It Go. Anyway, Frozen, from Disney's Frozen. And one of the main songs in Frozen is, "Do you want to build a snowman?" Building, right? Come on, guys, stay with me on this one. do you want to build a snowman? And so I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm building a snowman, right? Kind of, a little bit. But it goes a little bit further than that. Hedwig, the owl. Obviously, owls live in the owlery, and a perch, in a building. And we're going to go one step further. So one of the main characters in Frozen is a girl named Elsa. And my RA was in my freshman year of college, was also named Elsa. And Elsa is a very important person to me. She saved me in ways that I don't know that I can really even put into words. Elsa is an extraordinarily important person to me. But she was my building RA. I can't even remember what that stands for. Residence something. So she was responsible for all of the girls on my side of the hall freshman year. In a building. She's a residence, a residence assistant, residence attendant. Oh, bugger, I can't remember what RA stands for. I'm going to have to look it up. Anyway, so she was really important in a building. I know it's a stretch, you guys, but if I'm going to make this work, this is really the only way I know how. So I am going to switch off here. I'm going to stitch on this for a little bit. I only have 2 colors left of stitching to do. And that's in the, I guess, bottom ball of the snowman. And then I will get on to the beads. So I will check back in about an hour or so. I'll check back in once I finish the stitching, because I'm using this project for today's task as well, but I'll talk about that in the next clip. It's verging on 7 minutes for this clip, so probably need to cut it off. So I will see you in a little while. Okay, everybody, here we go. So I have finished the DMC stitching, all of the stitching except for back stitch, on my Snowy Owl Snowman. I'm super excited because I'm going to try to finish this project today. I am overdue for a finish. It's been way too long since I finished anything, so maybe today can be the day. And that is where I have finished off for the Olympic Village portion of the Winter Olympics Challenge. So now I'm going to get started on today's task, effectively being caught up now finally again. And today's task is celebrating the 79 nations that are participating in this year's Winter Olympics. And so I will be working on, you guessed it, Snowy Owl Snowman. And I'm going to set a timer for 79 minutes, so 1 hour and 19 minutes. And we'll see how much beading I can get done in that time. There are 11 colors of beads in this, and each one of them has a different thread color. So in order for me to get this beading accomplished, I'm going to have to change threads pretty often. And this first pack of beads that I've pulled out, which you can see right here, includes black and orange. And orange is just used in 5 stitches in the nose, in the carrot nose, and the black is just used in 5 stitches for both characters' eyeballs. That's it. So I'll be able to knock off 2 colors pretty quickly, but have to switch threads also pretty frequently. But I will do what I can to get this done today, and I will check back in after my 79 minutes to show you what I get done, at least here for this first bit. And then I think I need to take a break from the stitching for a little while. My head's starting to ache pretty good again, so that will be important. But I will check back in a bit. Okay, everybody, my 79 minutes is up, and I have got to step away for a little bit. But this is really gorgeous. It's coming together really nicely. So basically I poured out a chunk of beads and did what I had there. And so that got me the eyes done as well as the back stitching. So a mouth, eyeglasses, and feathers for the owl. So that's good. And then the rest of his carrot nose. I also did a few of the petite aqua beads up here. And then primarily got a chunk of these gorgeous, they're called Periwinkle by Mill Hill, but the conversion to Delicas I think is more accurate because Delica calls them opaque rainbow cobalt, which is just equivalent of gorgeous. They are so pretty. And I don't know how well it's going to come across. When I come in close, they look more blue, but you can kind of see the purple shades in a few of them. Those are just gorgeous. It makes me wish that I could search by item number. Like, I want to find a project that needs a lot of those because those are really pretty. Those are attached with a half stitch because that's the kind of the way these Mill Hill kits go. If it's a size 11 bead, it's a half stitch. If it's a 15, it's a full cross. And so now I'm wondering if maybe I did this out of order because those petite beads take a little bit more effort to attach. And so I wonder if maybe I should have just done all of the petite beads first instead of the bigger ones. Not sure, but you know, it is what it is. I'm just gonna go with it. So like I said, I gotta step away for a bit. I have to get some work done, and I probably should have some lunch and some more water to see what I can do for this headache of mine. Anyway, that's it for me for today. I will check back in tomorrow with the next task. Hello there, everybody. Good morning. It is Thursday, the 22nd of February, 2018. And so real quickly here, I want to say happy birthday to Belinda Ozzie Stitcher. You happen to share a birthday with my grandma. Today would have been 90th birthday. The 8s, as most of you know, are pretty auspicious years for my family because this year my grandma would have turned 90. My mom is turning 50 and I'm turning 30. But today is grandma's birthday, so I'll be thinking about her a lot today. I had originally planned a different project for today's prompt. So today's prompt is international competition, and so we're supposed to stitch on something with an international or travel theme, but due to circumstances, I have decided to just stick with this. I'm really close to done. Like, I'm trying to finish the whole project today, and so I really just don't feel like switching at this current time. It's gonna still take me another couple hours to work these beads, to work some of the beads, but yeah, I just feel like finishing this instead of trying to do something new. So I had a really great story put together for why my Chatelaine Hortus Venenum worked, but I have another really great story for this one. So, like I said, international is the theme. And I've told you guys that this is Olaf and Hedwig. And Olaf, from the movie Frozen, is based on a Danish story. There is some basis on The Snow Queen by Hans Christian Andersen, which is a Danish tale. So, we've got Denmark. Then Hedwig is definitely a UK-derived character. Both the writer as well as the characters in the story are all British. And then we're using DMC threads, which are French. It's a French product. I think Mill Hill is I believe that Mill Hill is a United States product, but I could be mistaken. Regardless, I am a United States stitcher. I'm an American stitcher, so we've got some international representations here. And so that's my story. I'm sticking to it, and I'm gonna work on this for about an hour before I check in and show you how far I got. Okay guys, see you then. Hey there everybody. It's about an hour and a half later, and I'm just checking in with my final progress for Winter Olympic stitching for today. I'm gonna keep going because I'm nearing the finish line, but I just wanted to pop in here before I get to finishing, I guess. I don't know, I'm struggling with my words. So in the last hour and a half, I completed another color of beads, and I made some good headway on the next color. So I finished up the frosted lavender beads, and those were half stitch, and there's quite a lot of them down here in the flowers. And then I got started on these petite beads, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the petite beads. So these turquoisey ones, here, 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 and up in the hat, boy, those were a pain in the butt. I was not enjoying that at all. They were really hard to get the needle through a second time because with the petite beads, Mill Hills, the kits want you to attach those with a full cross, and I was having a really, really rough time getting those attached with a full cross. And so when I went to go do these petite beads, I had that fresh in my mind, and I went, okay, so here we go again. And these, every single one of these petite beads here went on super smooth. Like it was not a problem at all. There's also some up here in the wing for Hedwig. It was a breeze. So I hope I'm not jinxing myself, because I very well could be, because I still have quite a few to do in this region. But I'm really hopeful that it's just the beads. There's a third petite bead color, and it's the cream that kind of goes pretty much around everything else, around the outside. So we'll see how that goes. If those get rough, then I might just attach those with a half cross and call it a day. But we shall see what happens when we get there. So anyway, that's it for me for Winter Olympic stitching for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey everybody, good morning. It is Friday the 23rd of February 2018, and we are here with the next day, day 15 of the Stitch Maynia Winter Olympics Challenge. And you will see something new and a little bit unexpected, I think, on the frame today. So this is Country Cottage Needleworks Afternoon in New York, and the event for today is Host City Pyeongchang, and so we are to stitch something related to the letter P or C. And so Country Cottage Needleworks, there's my C. So that's what I'm working on. Originally I had planned on working on Hortus Venenum by Chatelaine. However, I got a finish yesterday, and that finish is feeling pretty good, and I want to repeat that. So I am going to work on this and maybe work on it until it's done. I have a lot left to do, and so who knows if that's actually going to come to fruition, but I'm going to give it a go, and we'll see what happens. So let me show you where I am starting from today. I am building a brownstone from the top down, a top down brownstone. So excuse the warp. This fabric is it's 13 by 18, 13 by 17, 32 count Belfast and Ariel by Picture This Plus, and because of the way that I have to get it on my frame, it can't ever really get on there straight, but I'm not worried about it. It will be just fine. So I did a little bit of stitching already this morning. I finished up this column and then got started on this one. And I decided to come in this direction, even though I like working to the left first, because brownstone, kind of boring. I mean, I love brownstones, don't get me wrong, and I would really love to live in one. but not exactly like the most fun stitching in the world. And so I decided to come over here and get that done before I make my way to the left to some more interesting things like that little flower shop and the hot dog cart. So cute. So that's what I'm doing. However, I have to reward myself because stitching long stretches of one color is also not my favorite thing. So here's my plan. I'm going to do a length of the mocha, Weeks Dye Works mocha, and mine is lighter and much less variegated than the model, but that's okay. It's still, I think it's still giving the right effect. Anyway, so I'm going to do one length, 1 6 strand length, so essentially 3 lengths worth of the mocha, and then I'm going to let myself do something else. Either the tree so that I can progressively work my way that way. So I need to do the trunk and the branches of the tree there and then work my way that way. Or something else. Who knows? Who knows where the day will take me. So that's my plan. So I've just finished up my first length of mocha. I'm not going to do this one until I get the windows in because I like to work my way down. And so maybe that'll be my next task. Probably need to do that since I'm going to be, I'm going to do that. So anyway, that is my plan for this project, and I will check back in about an hour to show you what I get done. See you real quick check in here. It's a little while later, probably more than an hour. But let me show you what I did. So I put in the windows on the brownstone and the traffic light post. And I guess that's all I did. Not a whole lot, but you know, there's something there. I love how disproportionate everything is on this pattern. It just kind of makes it look a little bit whimsical. The trees are almost as tall as the Empire State. This traffic light is almost as big as a brownstone. The brownstone is almost as big as is bigger than the trees, but almost as big as the Empire State. I love that. I love that it's all disproportionate and kind of magnified. Anyway, so I am headed off here, and I will check back in tomorrow with what I'm working on tomorrow. See you then. Hey there, everybody. How's it going? It's Jessie, and today is Saturday, the 24th of February, 2018, and I am here with the second to last day of the Stitch Maynia Winter Olympics Challenge, and the second to last day of the Winter Olympics. Hard to believe it's already almost over. The challenge for today is with relation to 4 new events, and so we are to work on something that's new to you. So a new to you designer, a new to you fabric, a new to you fiber, somehow new to you stitch. And originally I had picked my chatelaine because I had never worked with silk lame braid before, but I don't feel like switching projects. I don't feel like switching to that, and so I'm going to continue working on Afternoon in New York today. So here's where I'm starting from. I am still working on the brownstone, which it seems to be the never-ending building, and this is new to me because, believe it or not, this is my very first Country Cottage Needleworks pattern that I've ever done. Ever. I love their designs. I love how sweet and whimsy they are. But this is my first Country Cottage Needleworks design. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm working on this. My goal for today is to finish the brownstone, and then I am absolutely moving projects. Staying motivated on this yesterday was a bit of a struggle, and so I will take that as a sign, and so I'm going to switch projects. after this. I have yet to decide what that is. Hubby did a picked for me, but I don't know if I'm going to stick with that, if I'm honest. So we'll see. So I am going to get to stitching, and I will check back in a little while with my progress, either after a timed amount or once I get the brownstone done. Not sure. I guess we'll find out together. All right, y'all. See you in a bit. Okay, everybody. It's been a couple hours, and I've stitched and I've putzed and I've gotten the brownstone done. Woohoo! Brownstone history. All done with that. You'll also notice that I did the fire hydrant, finished out the traffic light, and I also did a part of the bird because the bird is done in the same color as the pale color as the steps there, and so I had a bunch of my needles, so just decided to put that in. I kind of wanted to keep going to finish up the motifs that I've already started, but if I keep doing that, then I'm never going to stop, and I feel like switching projects, so I'm just gonna move on, and I will finish this project at a later date. I'm pleased with the progress that I made for these last couple days. I mean, getting that big brownstone done, largely full coverage, it's over 1,000 stitches just there. That is an accomplishment in and of itself, and so I will take that and be pleased. So I am going to turn off here, and I will be back tomorrow with the final day. I will see you then. Hey there, everybody. How's it going? It is Sunday, February 25th, 2018, and today is the final day of the Stitch Mania Winter Olympics Challenge. Hard to believe. It's a little bit bittersweet, only because I love these challenges, but they are a challenge for me sometimes. Anyway, so I am here at just about noon to finally get started on my stitching for the day. So let's see, Danny was out board gaming with his brother until about 3 in the morning. So we didn't get to bed till 3:30. So we slept in quite a bit, which is why the timestamp says like noon or almost noon or something like that, which is crazy. But that's what happens. He was up so late, and as a result, I was up so late. So here we are. Anyway, so the prompt for today, and Thor was up late, and so he's cranky, if you heard that big heavy sigh. Anyway, the prompt for today is with relation to the closing ceremonies, and so we are to work on something that we are close to finishing. And originally I had planned Snowy Owl Snowman for this, but I finished that. And then I changed my plan to Afternoon in New York because I thought that I'd be close to done with that by this point. But and now he's snoring. I posted on Instagram yesterday, so many of you may know this, but I got a little bit burnt out with that project. Having powered through the brownstone, I was ready to switch projects. Plus, I think I talked about it yesterday in my clip yesterday. Anyway, so after that, I was kind of at a loss for what to work on, and so I had Danny pick my next project, and he picked this one, which is pretty great. And so the reason that that's great is that this block is kind of sort of close to finishing. I mean, look, these blocks are pretty stitch intensive. There's about 16 colors, it's 63 stitches square, and the stitches are packed into this. This is the Flower of the Month series by Ellen Morristrow, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. And it's a freebie series. So the stitches are packed into these blocks. So I quartered the chart, so split it up halfways both ways. And so my goal is to do a quarter a day. And so the quarter that I'm going to tackle today is this one, which it shouldn't take too much effort. I think the heaviest stitched one is this final one here. But I'm going to work this one and see what I can do today. I gotta tell you, I'm starting late, obviously, and we have approximately 4 hours of TV today. Big Brother Celebrity finale is tonight, so that's 2 hours. We didn't watch yesterday's episode because, like I said, Danny was out gaming, so there's another hour. And The Walking Dead mid-season premiere is tonight. So, yeah, lots of TV to be watched. And not, the stitching is going to be, it's going to be a little bit secondary to that. Fortunately, it is race season, it's NASCAR season, and so there is that chunk of a few hours where Danny will be watching the race, and I will be stitching. So anyway, I am going to get started stitching here, and I'm going to put myself a timer for about an hour, and I will see you cool kids on the other side of that hour. All right. Okay, y'all, it's been a little while since my last clip, and I am calling the challenge complete. It is done. I did it. I did it in close to the time frame. I mean, I know I had to play catch up a few times over the last couple weeks, but I finished on the final day, so woohoo, there's a win. And I did a good little bit of stitching for this sort of block. This bud right here is mostly done except for the bright orange center. This barely a bud. I guess this is the bud and this is the flower, but anyway, that's done. I carried some of the colors of the leaves on both sides. Pretty pleased with the progress. I've still got about, I'd say 100 stitches left to complete the quarter. And so I will get to do that, but that is outside of this challenge. Stitch Mania 2018 Winter Olympics Challenge in the books. It's all done. So a couple of statistics real quickly. 17 days, 7 different projects. So I managed to really pare down the number of projects. I went pretty much completely off plan, especially here at the end. But I think that I've done pretty well. I think I've made some pretty great strides on these projects here for this challenge. So I'm trying not to sneeze. I'm really pleased and happy with the progress that I've made, and it was fun. It was a little stressful at times, but that's kind of how it goes for me with these challenges. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to end off here, and I'm going to try to get this uploaded today, this section of the vlog. I'm going to create a playlist for all of them, so for those of you who like the long videos, you can just watch them all in a playlist. And I guess I probably should have said that like 3 weeks ago, but nonetheless. Anyway, I'm all done, so I will talk to you later. All right, bye guys.